Does your cat bring you their toys in the middle of the night, sleep with their back pressed against you, or stare at you while slowly blinking, even when you're not looking at them first? You might think these are just random cat quirks, cute moments of affection, or simply your cat being, well, a cat. But here's what you don't realize. These aren't behaviors your cat does for just anyone. These are exclusive trust signals, encoded communications that cats reserve only for the one human they've selected as their primary attachment figure. And the science behind why they've chosen you is more profound than you ever imagined. Most cat owners have no idea they've been given this extraordinary designation. They don't recognize these 6 specific behaviors as the sacred trust indicators they actually are. Tonight you'll discover whether you're the chosen one and what your cat is really telling you every single day that you've been completely missing. Stay until the end, because behavior, number 6, reveals something about your bond that will completely transform how you see your relationship. And it connects back to a survival instinct that goes back thousands of years. Your cat appears beside your bed at 3 a.m. with a toy mouse in their mouth, drops it on your pillow, and stares at you expectantly. This isn't random playfulness. When cats bring toys specifically to you, not just near you, but placing them in your space while making eye contact, they're engaging in social provisioning behavior, an action rooted in maternal teaching instincts. In multi-cat or multi-human households, researchers have documented that cats select one primary recipient for these gift presentations, almost always the person they've bonded with most intensely. They're not asking you to play, they're showing you they trust you enough to share their hunt. But here's what makes this even more remarkable. The toy they choose to bring you, that reveals something far deeper about emotional dependency that scientists only recently understood. When your cat sleeps pressed against your back, legs or torso, making full body contact rather than just proximity, they're displaying what ethologists call contact-seeking rest behavior. Here's the critical distinction most people miss. Cats are crepuscular predators, meaning they're most vulnerable during deep sleep in daylight hours. In feral colonies, cats rarely make physical contact while sleeping except between bonded pairs or mother-offspring groups. The human they trust most becomes their secure base, a term from attachment theory. Your cat isn't just sleeping near you for warmth. They're using your body as their perimeter security system, trusting that you'll remain alert to threats while they enter REM sleep. Dr. Sarah Ellis's research on cat-human attachment revealed that this contact sleeping pattern appears in only 23% of cat-owner relationships, and within multi-person households, cats showed an 87% preference for sleeping against one specific individual consistently. What's fascinating is the specific body part they choose matters. Back-to-back positioning indicates peer-level trust. You're equals. Sleeping on your chest or lap. That's completely different. They're treating you as the parent figure, which connects to something extraordinary we'll explore in Behavior 5. Your cat starts eating, then stops mid-meal, walks over to where you're sitting, makes brief eye contact or physical contact, then returns to finish eating. This seems like simple affection or a request for attention, but you're witnessing security-checking behavior, and it's incredibly selective. In the wild, eating is when cats are most vulnerable to attack. They must lower their heads, focus on food, and reduce environmental awareness. Behavioral studies show that cats eating in multi-cat households will position themselves to maintain visual access to resources and escape routes. But, with their chosen human, something remarkable happens. They interrupt their own feeding, suppressing a primary biological drive to physically verify your presence. You are their security anchor. They're not checking if you're there. They're reinforcing the neural association that eating equals safe because this human is present. In experimental settings, cats separated from their primary attachment person showed 3 times longer meal times and increased cortisol markers. The trust required to turn their back on food, walk away from it, and return. Most cats won't do this even for their primary caretaker. You're not just trusted, you're neurologically encoded as safety personified. Before we reveal Behavior 4, if you're watching this and realizing your cat has chosen you as their person, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. These videos help thousands of pet owners understand the incredible bonds they share with their animals, and your subscription helps us reach even more people who need to hear this. Here's where we move beyond behavioral observation into pure emotional communication. Your cat looks directly at you, unprompted, when you're not calling them or interacting, and performs the slow blink. Not in response to yours, they initiate it. This is called affiliative eye narrowing, and the science behind it is stunning. A 2020 study published in Scientific Reports found that cats who initiated slow blinks showed significantly higher oxytocin levels, the bonding hormone, than cats who only reciprocated them. But here's the profound part. In cat social hierarchies, direct eye contact is typically a threat display. Blinking, deliberately closing eyes in another's presence, is the ultimate vulnerability signal. When your cat initiates this with you, they're making a conscious choice to become momentarily blind in your presence, then broadcasting that vulnerability through direct eye gaze. It's the feline equivalent of a human saying, "I feel so safe with you that I can close my eyes and know nothing bad will happen." Researchers tracked this behavior across 100 cat owner pairs. Cats initiated slow blinks with their primary bonded human at 4 times the rate of other household members. You're not just liked. You're the one being they trust enough to voluntarily make themselves defenseless around. Your cat rolls onto their back, exposes their belly and looks at you. You reach to pet it, and they grab your hand but don't scratch or bite hard. This isn't a trap in the way people joke. It's a sophisticated trust ritual that reveals something extraordinary about how your cat has categorized you. A cat's abdomen contains all vital organs with minimal bone protection. In conflict, belly exposure is a defensive submission posture. But with you, it's an invitation to a specific type of interaction that animal behaviorist Jackson Galaxy calls consensual vulnerability play. They're saying, "I trust you enough to expose my most vulnerable area and to use my primary weapons, claws and teeth, in a controlled, non-harmful way." Here's what demolishes the "it's just instinct" argument. High-speed video analysis shows cats adjust their claw extension and bite pressure specifically based on who is touching their belly. With their chosen human, they demonstrate 70% reduced pressure compared to other household members attempting the same touch. This is learned, emotional regulation. Your cat has practiced over months or years how to play fight with you specifically without causing harm. You're not just trusted. You've been granted access to their most intimate social behavior, the kind reserved for littermates and parental bonds. Remember how I mentioned that the toy your cat brings you reveals something deeper about emotional dependency? Here's where everything connects. Your cat has built their entire daily routine around your schedule. They wait by the door before you arrive home. They start meowing for breakfast not at dawn, but 15 minutes before your alarm. They position themselves in rooms you're about to enter before you get there. This isn't learned behavior from feeding times. This is temporal bonding, and the neuroscience is breathtaking. Studies using activity monitors showed that cats synchronize their circadian rhythms to their primary bonded human schedule, even when food provision stays constant. Their cortisol patterns, sleep-wake cycles, and activity peaks mirror yours, not natural feline patterns. You've become their environmental Zeitgeber, the external cue that sets their biological clock. But here's the profound truth. This only happens when attachment exceeds dependency. Cats who are merely fed by someone don't synchronize. Cats who are emotionally bonded do. Your cat has voluntarily restructured their natural biological rhythms, overriding millions of years of crepuscular evolution to exist in temporal alignment with you. That toy they brought you at 3 a.m.? They woke up because you shifted in bed. That slow blink when you walked in? Oxytocin released at the side of you specifically. That belly exposure? Saved only for the being they've neurologically categorized as safe base. You're not just their favorite human. You're their chosen family, the individual they've biologically bonded with at a level that transcends owner, transcends provider, and enters the realm of what researchers now call interspecies attachment. Your cat has chosen you as their person, not because you feed them, because of who you are to them.